The following broadcast may contain adult language and childish behavior. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Ass bags. It's Friday night, and once again it's time for the Budda Show. Tonight, our guest is Twitch streamer and UK native CJ Gaming. We'll talk about his channel, his content, and his amazing story and near-death experience. Featuring Larry Bell at the news desk, resident wise guy and rant commentator Tom Fasulo, Buddha Rocks, that's me at Master Control. And now, live from the Budda Nation studio in Los Santos, the only YouTube talk show that makes your giggle parts jiggle, it's the Budda Show. What's going on, y'all?
Good
Hello.
evening.
Welcome back to, what are we, episode 12. We should call this one the Dirty Dozen.
I think we made everyone dirty to one extent or another.
Yeah, well, we are known for our locker room humor, right? Just to get under Bell's skin a little bit.
Well, apparently it's casual freaking Friday here. Only one of us actually dresses up for the place.
Well, it's like I was saying earlier, I'm getting paid to wear this shirt.
Like, dang.
Like, dang, it ain't much. You know, it's vodka, so I'm getting a bottle of vodka for every show I wear the shirt on.
I'm sponsored by Skechers.
You look like a guy named Brett, and all you can talk about is CrossFit.
True story.
True story. And of course, our guest tonight, all the way from right outside of Manchester, UK, Mr. CJ Gaming. What's going on there, Chris? Do you prefer Chris or CJ?
Chris, I don't mind Eddie. Call me
Yeah.
Eddie if you want.
You don't mind any? Gosh, I've now Chris and I have known each other for a while. He was actually one of my first subscribers. Like, I don't remember what number, but within the first 100.
Like
So-
60.
Yeah, something like that. And
Yeah.
we just kind of been friends ever since, pretty much.
We have.
Well, it's good to have you, man. I'm very glad that you are here with us on this lovely evening. I know it's very
Heck
late
yes.
for you over there. What is it? Would you say it's like 1:30 in the morning?
Yeah, 1:30 in the morning.
That's insane.
Yikes.
Well, thank you so much. I do. Like, we've had some people from, around the world on the show, and we're always appreciative of the fact. But we had one guy getting up at 4:30 in the morning or some crap. So Mr. Flack,
from
I think.
South Africa.
Yeah, because he was in South Africa. So that was I'm always impressed when people want to do that. It's these days. I think a lot of people are like, "Fuck that, that's too early. I'm not getting up there."
Yeah, you switched the show to 4:30 in the morning. I'm not going to be here.
I'm still going to be very intimate with the back of my eyelids.
Not without a big paycheck attached to it, correct?
Even then, probably not.
Even then, I don't know.
I don't think
you
you-
wouldn't
I don't
take like
think
upper five
you-
figures or six figures to get up at 4:30 in the morning and be on a real radio show somewhere.
Yeah, some things.
Maybe 6.
Maybe 6.
I mean, let me be honest. You don't have to pay me much to get up at 4:30 because usually I wake up at that time anyhow.
Yeah.
Some from
Well,
about 70
way
or
to
something,
hold
yeah.
out for the big dollars there with that attitude. I'd have been like, "Fuck yeah, 100,000 bones, G." That's what I want, to get up at 4:30 in the morning. It's true though. Me being an old guy, you getting right, Tom, right, Chris. It's getting there.
Yeah, all right, it is.
You
Yeah.
get up at 4:30 in the morning for bathroom reasons. Well, let me say hello to everybody. It's something I haven't done for a while, and I think we need to get back to it. Carson McDonald, what's going on? Welcome. Relentless Gaming is here. There's Salty Shark himself, Walter Slaughter. We need to. I'm gonna edit a version of that for him. We need to
there's
have
a
him
new one
on.
with
Like, yeah.
monkeys.
Yeah. Something we need to do some segment with him, the Salty Shark segment. Taylor's in the house. There's Onyx. What's going on, Onyx? He's watching from work, I think. Or no, he might be home actually. I'm not sure. Shanzi, what's going on? Good to see you. There's Tiff and Mike are in here. Good to see you guys. Buffy's here. Hello, Buffy. Buffy was our guest last week. And you know what? I think I didn't put your Twitch, I think I screwed up. I didn't put the proper link in for you there in the description. See, now Chris is he's over there, dislike unsub. Zombie coming in with a raid. Ace is in the house. Fernand's here. Ronte, what's going on? We got Kevin and Darcy and Dane and DJ. Is that 4 D names in a row? How awesome is that? That's pretty cool. Joseph, I can never get his name right. McNamee, what's going on? Tittybot's here. Mr. Gaming's here. Welcome, sir. Jamie and Andre is here. Of course, we see Tom and Bella in the chat. These beautiful people are here, sitting here with me. And then we have Josh Caldwell and Trenton rounding out the people in the chat. Thanks for being here, guys. Welcome, everybody. So what we'll do is we'll get back with Chris here in a second. And we're going to turn it over to Belle for the first news story, as always. Miss Belle?
How's it going, everyone? This news segment of the Budda Show is brought to you by San Andreas Telephone. Life happens, San Andreas Telephone. So, we all know the game launcher that I love to talk shit on. And if you don't, you probably haven't watched any of the shows. So,
would that be Epic? Would that be Epic?
It might be. It could be.
Might be. Okay.
Tom, I think that is an epic answer.
Ba-dum-bum. So,
it was a very good answer.
There's a new game coming out, and it was called Phoenix Point. Phoenix like the bird, point like a point.
Like Point Break.
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing with that. But, so it was kind of like a human versus alien strategy type game. Okay? Now, I hadn't heard much about it, but in reviewing a couple of different subreddits and Reddits, it was a pretty highly anticipated game releasing later this year. I think the initial release date's this summer, and then the actual full throttle release is in September. So they had several pre-order. It was a crowd-funded game. They had a crowdfunding site that they utilized, and they raised over either $800,000 or over $1 million in crowdfunding.
Wow.
And it was supposed to be released through, I want to say,
Steam and GOG.
Yeah, Steam and GOG, right? Okay. Steam and GOG. Well, yesterday, I believe it was, they announced they are going to be an Epic exclusive for a year. So, this really pissed people off. Because you had so many people who had pre-ordered the game, who have elected not to support, or not pre-ordered, who had crowdfunded the game. And my assumption of that is that, you know how there are different tiers in a crowdfunded game. So some of it's just like, hey, thanks so much for giving us a couple bucks. Like, you're the tits. That's great. All the way up to you get a beta release of this and...
Yeah, your name on this in the game.
And you get keys to the game and, you'll get a beta key and that sort of thing. Well, the people that had purchased the level of the beta key, they have now said, hey, sorry we pissed you off. We're going to do it anyway. And if you want a refund, you can ask for a refund.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's unclear if after the year it will then be available on Steam. My understanding of the deal with Epic was it was like a $2 million 1-year exclusive with them.
Good
so basically
Lord.
Epic is like, hey, we're going to give you $2 million, but you can only give your shit to us for this 1 year. And there were already 3 proposed DLC expansion packs that are going to be released after the game's release.
For Phoenix Point.
Yes.
Wow.
Which, I mean, so that's kind of a point in itself. Like, why the hell are you already planning DLC packs? Like, just release the damn game. You know? Like,
Agreed.
release it. Release an expansive game, and then add DLC if you want it.
Yep.
So, the developers are basically like, yeah, sorry, like, we have all this money, though, and if you want yours back, well, you know, we can refund all of you, and we'll still be in the black for this game.
That's just insane.
So, and I don't know about anybody else, but I am freaking petty mayonnaise, petty mint patty, whatever you want to call peppermint petty. Even after a year, I don't care if it's the best freaking game I've ever seen. If you're going to say we can refund all of you and still be in the black, I ain't buying your shit, bro.
Did you seriously just say peppermint petty?
Yep.
That's
You're welcome.
Hilarious.
I came up with that one today. I was trying to think of a way to describe how petty I could be.
Well, but it's not being petty. It's expecting a certain level of value per dollar. There's nothing wrong with that. People could call you petty all they want, but the fact of the matter is they do it on something else themselves. There's a million products and a million ways to be petty in this world, you know, or reasons to call somebody petty.
But I mean, I am calling myself petty in this particular moment. I am petty enough to not want to purchase this game, A, because you made it an Epic exclusive for a year or some other longer undefined amount of time.
This is like record deal shit, yo.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, this is what happened back when we had all those bands like Stain coming out, where every record label wanted a piece. So instead of giving them proper support and development over a 5-year, 5-album deal, they come out and go, okay, here's $1 million and a van and a trailer. We're going to put your album in the stores. You're going to get $1 million, and it's an advance. And then you have to do what we say for a year. This is exactly what's going on, just with a different medium.
well, the biggest thing that I read with all of that was like the people that were big parts of the crowdfunding were just pissed at the fact that it was them that put them on the map in the first place. It was the hardworking quote unquote gamer,
Right.
that said, okay, I believe in this project. I'm going to give you $100 or whatever the hell it was, and that put them on the radar for Epic to just poach them, and that's why they're really up in arms.
Agreed. Epic, when will it end? Does it say that in the article? Like, does it announce Epic's going to go, okay, we've made enough money, we're going to go on vacation forever, bye?
That'd be an epic fail.
Well.
And then in another Epic game, Epic launcher, Epic Store client fail. So yesterday it was released that the Epic Store client is copying Steam user data files. And Epic says that it is storing it in an encrypted version of the file, and it doesn't really do anything with it. However, if you choose to import Steam friends to Epic, it will automatically send all of your friend IDs into the Epic server.
Is that for any Epic game, I guess?
Yeah, it anytime, because any Epic game you have to download the launcher, right, to play the game, I believe.
Yep.
And anytime you do that now, or anytime you have done that, and I don't know how long this has been going on, it's only recent, it was made public news yesterday. Anytime you have used that, it has taken all of your Steam ID, or all of your Steam information, including all the information of your friends on Steam, and stored it. And if I choose to click import my Steam friends, it sends all of my Steam friends ID into Epic. Right? So I don't like that, having friends on my Steam list being able to import my information into Epic when I have made an active choice not to purchase and not to participate in any Epic projects.
There's a reason why the Epic Launcher comes up as malware.
I think, see, now I have concerns about, I haven't gone online yet. It's been single player, but I've started playing Outlaws of the Wild West, and when I launched the game, it said Epic Games. I mean, don't all servers do that though? I mean, what's the difference here? Is it that they're just logging the information in the save files, or because I know 5M logs your Steam ID and things like that.
Right, but logging into 5M, I cannot import you. So let's say you're not on 5M and you've made the choice not to play anything 5M. I can't go on 5M and click a button and share all of your information to it.
That's true.
So basically, the information that is stored in that, it's the name of the file is, hang on one second, I have it written somewhere, localconfig.vdf. So the information stored in this file is allegedly includes things like the list of games you own, my friends list, the list of games that they own, and all of my saved login tokens. So it likens it to basically sharing your web cookies, the cookies from your web browser.
Wow. That's that. But see, now here you said VDF file.
Yeah.
I've got 3 programs on my computer that I use for development and messing around modding that open VDF files. So I can probably crack that file open and maybe be able to see some of the data. Very simply. So I would assume anybody who had access to your computer from elsewhere could do the same.
Right. Now Epic apparently is saying, oh, the only part of the information in that file that we use are your friends' IDs.
You know, and that I get. I mean, it's you've got to, I mean, they've got to be able to way to do some logging and things like that, right? So.
But I guess I just don't understand why that information is necessary to be given, to take from my Steam and put it onto Epic.
Yep. I mean, that's.
I'm also hard pressed to believe that's the only information they're gleaning from that file.
Oh, I agree. What about, like, from this game, the game I was talking about? There was right there on the page where you start a game or go into a game, even in the pause menu. It's very easy to click your social icons. You know, so what if you're connecting your Facebook and your Instagram and all that to the game? Well, they have all that saved now, correct?
Yep. But then I wonder, is it sharing my payment information?
Yep.
I mean, I would think not. I would think that my payment information is not ever downloaded to a file.
That's, you know, this is the more this goes on, the more you start to realize that there's going to come a point where when you get involved with things like this, with this multiplayer gaming and microtransactions, that, I mean, eventually I think it's just going to be, I think it's going to be chaos. I think people are just going to stay, like, your information is just going to be out there. You know,
I mean, at some point, I think we're all going to end up getting microchipped, and that's going to be the only way for us to pay for anything or really do anything. Maybe that's a little tinfoil hat-ish from me.
Yeah, well, if they do that, I hope that they at least let us pick the point on our body where we can put the chip, because I'll put it in the Panene, and every time they need me to touch the microchip to the screen to buy something.
Oh, hell no. I'm going to put it in, like, my pinky finger. That way, when I get sick of being tracked, I cut the bitch off and I move on.
There you go. And you can still make a peanut butter and jelly properly.
And I can still flip people off properly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Priority.
And you know what? You can go to fancy parties and drink out of champagne flutes, and no one would give you shit ever on your pinky technique.
I'd be like, bruh, I only have half a pinky. Like, what do you want me to do? I can't put the damn thing down.
That's right. Oh, good
In other
lord.
gaming news, Black Ops 4 DLC maps are free for the whole weekend. No Man's Sky is getting a huge update to their multiplayer this summer.
No Man's Sky is? Uh-oh, we're going to have to play that again.
Pretty excited about that one because, we did, for those of you who don't know, we did really enjoy some No Man's Sky several months ago.
I did enjoy it.
Until I crashed your computer with my building.
Yeah, with your build, yeah.
Yeah.
Times lag
Fallout
fest.
76 has a new vault door in their newest update, but it doesn't have a number yet, so there's more to come there.
Like, is that a new starting vault point or for the bases?
New starting vault point.
Oh, okay.
Or new information to be found in that vault.
Well, it really is numbered, but it's just bugged.
I still don't know about that game.
Cricket. Come on, 76 with being bugged?
Oh, no, it really was intentional. They put it there as a teaser. But I see what you did there.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
And last but not least, one of the highly anticipated games of spring 2019, or quarter 1, 1.5. Are we in quarter 2 yet?
Negative.
Not quite.
One of the most highly anticipated games, The Division 2, is now fully available.
On Epic only.
On Epic only, and that means that I probably won't play it.
You can actually get that one through, is it Ubisoft or EA Direct?
I would assume it's Ubisoft because it's Clancy.
It's Ubisoft.
Yeah, you can actually purchase it through them direct, and I already have the Ubi launcher for Far Cry 5, so I'm okay with that one.
Yeah. I had a bad experience, and I will probably never play any of their titles again.
Ubi shit.
Well,
Ubi suck.
Yeah, there you go. They said it, folks, not me. Well, thank you, Belle. That was very, very informative.
I do what I can.
Yeah, well, you always do it so well and with such style, right?
Thank you.
Oh, I can't imagine anybody else doing the news. Like, even Walter Concrete, I'd be like, Walter, get the fuck out of here. You know. All right, well, let's take a little break and hear from the Boscorelli brothers, and then we'll be back and talk with our guest, Chris. Be right back, folks. Do you play popular games like Grand Theft Auto, PUBG, Fortnite, and more?
You suck at those games and stop being a loser who gets laughed at out of the game? You want to be the best at something that doesn't change your real-life dweeb shlomo living hood adjacent in your mom's basement social status?
Then you need to visit Help I'm a Pathetic Loser and Need Help Cheating at Games I Suck at.mafia.org/modded game account /nothing too illegal to see here.
Hi, I'm Vinny, hung jury Boscorelli.
And I'm Georgie 3-Nips Boscorelli.
For the Boscorelli Family Gaming Institute of Higher Game Fixing.
We love gaming.
And hate losing.
Yeah, so we started a school with what then weekend swindle.
No, Georgie, you can't say that. You gotta say the other thing.
Right. I mean, help other gamers become winners by offering them legal modded gaming accounts to give them the edge that the average smucko doesn't have the cojones or the big boy skills to muster for himself.
That's right, Georgie. We got all sorts of them modded accounts for those popular games that these kids are playing online. Need to gain an edge over the competition in your fave first-person shooter? We got you covered.
Yeah, maybe you're a casual gamer who enjoys trolling the gabagool out of randos because you're a pathetic, miserable schmucko scumbag. Get one of our patented, not illegal modded accounts, and you'll be griefing other players in no time flat, like the lame-o potato-sucking jerk-off you can't help but be.
Our website checkout system and delivery are second to none, and your information is protected and safe.
We take your info security safely, because how else would we keep it secure to swindle
Georgie, remember the thing that the lawyer Stooley told.
I mean, store your info securely to make future purchases a breeze.
We also offer a loan shark program where you could buy modded accounts and pay as you go without simple credit option.
That's right. Simply put, you sign on a dotted line and pay us back with a 200% interest vig, or we take your limbs.
Off your trees and hold them limbs until you bring those accounts current.
That's right, so visit us on the dark web today at help I'm a pathetic loser and need help cheating at games I suck at .mafia.org/modded game account /nothing illegal to see here. Once again, that's help I'm a pathetic loser and need help cheating at games I suck at .mafia.org/modded game account /nothing illegal to see here. And start winning today.
Hey honeys, you listening to the Budda Show right here on Q92 WCTR, honey. That's the only place for talk radio worth hearing, baby.
And we are back.
Woohoo! I'm pretty sure the Boscorelli's use an Epic launcher.
I'm pretty sure Epic doesn't
10 out of
like
10.
those guys, yeah. I heard they got into some trouble with Bethesda, but that's a story for another time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Something about counterfeit bags that were actually canvas.
Oh, no, not that.
See, that's like a joke grenade, chat. I pull the pin, I throw it, wait 5 seconds. Mr. CJ Game. How the hell are you, brother? Are you having fun so far?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. It's kind of a different format for streams, isn't it? It takes a little bit to get used to. But it's good. It's good. I'm glad you're here, man. So you are from a little town that you said used to be a fishing village called Preston, northwest England, and it's just outside of Manchester. Did I get that correct?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. All right. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about you, and we know where you're from. So tell us, what you do on you're on Twitch, right? So
Yeah.
what you do over there, and while you're doing that, I'm going to dig up the link you sent me so I can start dropping it in chat. So tell us a little bit about you and your channel over on Twitch and what you do.
About me, I'm a lot of simulation games and 5M as well. Simulation games, S2, AES. I do.
Is he cutting out a little bit?
Yeah.
That's an A-firm.
That's an A-firm.
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's. I don't know what your mic settings are there. Do you have a way to talk a little closer to your mic there? I think it might be It's cutting off every other word there, bud.
Is that better now?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So go ahead.
Right. So I'm 30, my name's Chris. I'm 36. I'm a Twitch streamer. I stream a lot of simulation 5M as well.
You do. So you do trucking. You do 5M.
Yeah.
I've seen you play some other games too. Like there's this link there, chat. You did what? Fishing game.
Fish on the bouncy.
Yeah, but it's all simulation, right?
Yeah, a lot of it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, so you're not really like you don't do a lot of first-person shooter stuff and things like that. A lot of chill streams. That's what I like about your content. You're
chilled, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always like going over to some distant cousin's house or a relative you don't see and just hanging out with family. It's what it always reminds me of.
I'm pretty chill.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely are. So now you were on YouTube for a while. I know you've been back and forth. So what's the deal with that? Like I know you've had some issues with like some serious trolls on your channel and are in the chat and things like that. Some drama that went down. So are you on Twitch to stay now, or are things going smoothly, or how's all that going?
Things are going really good on Twitch at the moment.
Okay.
My follower base is back the way it was last 2 weeks. About 20.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's actually going smoothly on there at the moment. I'm not done with YouTube.
Yeah.
I probably will. I probably won't stream on YouTube as much, but I'll probably make videos.
Yeah, you keep cutting out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like a noise gate or something, or is it voice activated or
activated?
Yeah, it might be the noise gate. I just hate for people to miss half of what you're saying.
I was saying
So Greenleaf City Video Gaming, is that what you posted there, Tom? Is that?
No, he was asking how we got the studio into the game.
Greenleaf City Video Gaming is okay. That's an impressive name. That's a big name. Yeah, it's a custom GTA server. Okay, so go ahead, Chris. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks, but sometimes this does happen with the technology, so no worries.
Yeah, I forgot what I was saying then.
We were talking about the games that you play, and you were talking about how you weren't done with YouTube. So are you posting content over there? Like, are you an affiliate with Twitch or?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so you have to. So anything you do over there, you can't put on YouTube for 24 hours.
No, that's it. I can't broadcast anything on YouTube.
Yeah. So are you just putting videos over there then, or what?
Yeah, I am over there. Yeah, moment. I am doing the odd video over on YouTube, not streaming on.
Oh, so you're streaming on both Twitch and YouTube?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, all right. Well, good. So, real quick, I want to dig into this a little later, and I hope we get the mic issues evened out because I want to touch on this a little bit now. Now, you're not everybody's got issues in life and things happen to them and bad luck and all that, but you, sir, have had an incredible struggle just to stay active and do what you're doing, and we'll talk about this later, of course, but even at one point stay alive. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah.
So it's not been easy for you. So, I mean, I know this is kind of a mystery to some people right now, but I want to save the best for last. And how is all that going? I mean, you're healthy now, and I know you had a cancer scare, and there was an issue where you injured yourself at home and ended up in the hospital for a little while. And correct me if I'm misstating it, but so you're doing okay and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Obviously I'll never recover from the cancer bit, but it's not, it isn't that dangerous, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I got you. Well, we've all, like I said, we all have issues and things like that. I've had my fair share of bad luck over the last few years, and
yeah, don't I know it.
Tom and Belle here have also had theirs. I've gotten to know them pretty well, and life has not always been peachy keen for them. They've earned all they have in life. That's for sure. So. But it's just like I'm touching on it because I want people to stick around. It's when we get into it, folks. It's actually a pretty cool story, and there was a period in Chris's life where he had he would recover from one thing and something worse would come hit him, and it just kind of stressed everybody out who knew him, and it was a pretty turbulent life. So the reason I'm bringing it up is because I see where you're at now in life as a victory. You know what I mean, Chris?
Yeah, because where I was when you met me and stuff. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we'll save that for later. So, I want to delve into your content a little bit more. You're not doing a whole lot of Truckers MP anymore, you said.
Not as much. I do the odd little stream on it. I do go trucking. I do go trucking a lot with my friend Nick and stuff. I do a bit of Truckers MP, but a lot of it's single player now. Because the thing is, Truckers MP, I do like doing it, but you just get a load of trolls on it, don't you?
Oh yeah, I've had my fair share. I know Tom has too.
Yes,
Belle,
sir.
have you experienced much trolling? And do you even play the trucking game, don't you?
Does it require driving?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to retract that last statement.
We know how I feel about
That's
a
right.
game in which I have to drive.
But it's, yeah, there's, just like any game, there's a certain amount of people in the community who are toxic. To the point, folks, that it is a game where the admins are actively driving around all the time looking for offenders. It's nuts. And are you still an admin for Truckers MP at all?
No.
Okay. So what was it like during your time there? I know it was short lived, I guess, but what would what were you required to do as an admin there? Were you more of a passive one, or were you actively having to get on? And
I wasn't really on when I was doing that. When I got offered that, it come at a bad time, if you get what I mean. So I couldn't really do it.
Buffy says I'm mixing Bell and no, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yeah,
I
you're
might mix up
mixing
the
me and Buffy up
names,
again.
but I don't mix up the
Buffy's
people.
one that does ATS.
Well, we've seen Buffy drive in GTA too, so
Look what Fernan
Yeah.
said.
okay, so you're not doing that so much. So what if people like what are you doing like on a regular basis over there on your channel? What are you playing these days?
Yeah, well, it's at the moment. I've been streaming a lot of 5M. I've been doing that at the moment. Like same as you, I have got a roleplay server like you have, so I have been streaming a lot of that.
And so you admin and own that server?
Oh yeah, I'm the owner of it.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and pimp it out, dude. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's well, we have had a few problems with it. We've just like Crash has been helping a lot with it as well. Well, more than anyone really.
And Crash being Crash Barrier King, right?
Yeah, Relentless Gaming. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been helping sorting the bugs out and everything. It's alright. It's ESX based. There's a lot of jobs to do on it. A lot of ESX scripts now.
Okay. And just for the folks at home who watch the Cuffs videos, we run a VRP server, which is essentially very similar to ESX. There's just some minor differences and there's a couple of major ones, but it's essentially the same thing. It's a role play system for a custom GTA 5 server. So
exactly what it is. They're both the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
Similar to one another. Yeah.
Yeah, they work very, very similarly. So, but okay, so go on. So it's a full on role play, like a life role play server.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm obviously one of the cops on it. I'm a lieutenant on it.
Is it American based or is it UK English based?
It was going to be English based, and then we said, well, no, because then it's basically variety based now. If you get what I mean, it's American stroke anything else. If you get what I mean, but
so it's a mix. So you mean that we can get like a Crown Vic with the American sirens, and then we can get the I don't know. What do you guys drive over there? Audis?
In the UK, we drive loads of things. We drive Aldis and Skodas and
yeah. So do you get the best of both worlds on your server? Can you get the Beto license or license siren? Beto.
Yeah. Good too.
Yeah. Okay, so mostly American based then.
Mostly.
And what is your community base like? Like how many people do you have regularly playing over there?
We did have a few, and then like the hosting company we had kind of fucked things up, so we had to start all over again. So because we had to start all over again, we did lose quite a few players, but we are slowly but surely getting a couple back now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So, and I assume it's open to the public if there are, because I know there are people who play 5M that watch the stream.
Oh yes, it's open to anyone. It's public service.
And what's it called?
It is at the moment it's called Delta Gaming RP, but we are going to change it to Phoenix Gaming because there is another Delta Gaming RP there, so people obviously.
Ah, okay.
Connect to the wrong server. It was called Phoenix Gaming first off, and then I had a brainwave. I had to change it to Delta Gaming. Now we'll probably change it back to Phoenix Gaming.
Oh, so it was Phoenix. You said change it back to Phoenix
Yeah.
Gaming, so it was.
Yeah, so we're
before.
going to change. It was originally Phoenix Gaming,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, folks. So you look up for it's Delta Gaming right now, and like I said, I know Chris personally. He's a great guy, and he's a very fair person as well. So, and he doesn't like drama. So I would assume that his server is just as devoid of bullshit as we try to make cuffs, which is sometimes impossible. Hashtag admin life.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. It is can be.
Oh, good lord. Okay, so real quickly before we move on here a little bit, were you able to get the answers for that we talked about for that game we play? That's the answer. If not, it's fine. We can either do it off the cuff or we can completely skip it. I know this was last minute for you.
Didn't really get him.
Okay.
I tried. I couldn't really get him.
Okay. Well, no worries. Maybe we'll figure out something else here to do. Maybe.
Yeah. All right. No.
Or this might be one of the rare shows where Belle gets a third news story in, if she wants one. But so I have to ask the accent. I mean, I hear Cockney. Is that?
Oh, it's not Cockney. It's Northern.
So tell us what's the difference then, because you have a very sharp. Is it called an English accent or a British accent? What's the proper terminology?
It's English accent. It's what it is. It's basically Northwest accent. So basically, different counties in England have different accents.
Okay, so at the risk of me sounding like an idiot, what's the difference between that and Cockney? Now I know Cockney is kind of a slang language, right?
Yeah, Cockney's slang language. Yeah.
So it's not really an accent then, more as just it's like Ebonics over here.
Yeah. That's it.
Ebonics.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we have different. We have different sayings. Like we have different sayings, and we have different way we talk and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
So if you get a Cockney, like if you, well, I'm not going to call Nick a Cockney. He's not one, but Nick's from down south, and if you listen to Nick speak, you'll know he's got a different accent than me.
That's so funny, dude.
Just
the
weird,
southern people down here in the U.S. have an accent.
Yeah, it's just weird.
That's just crazy, dude. Like, I never, until this moment, I never considered that other countries, and call it just me being, ignorance is bliss, I guess, but like, I never considered that, like, over in the UK, they've got like southern English accent, like, Oh, that was a nervous laugh, folks. I hope I didn't offend and Relentless or anybody that's watching from the UK. I love you folks. We wouldn't have Earl Grey without you, I'm sure. That's your favorite tea, by the way, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No, what? I thought it was Earl Grey. See, what's the game show, Belle, where couples would go on, and is it where they would talk about
Love Connection?
Is that no? Was the one where they
like one person and like different people? Right?
Actual married couples, and they're asked questions about their spouse.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Is that it?
No. Well, that's probably the British version or
UK
the UK version.
Of it, yeah.
But we had something here, but and it would just to see. It was funny to watch because you would see how many they got wrong.
Write down their answer, right?
Yeah. Like, what is their favorite food? And her husband would have to write it down. And then she'd have to write the same answer down for them, and they'd see if they flip them over and see if they got it right. But that's how I feel right now, Chris. Like, I've known you for years.
The newlywed game.
I don't even know what fucking brand of tea.
Don't worry about it.
I know. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. Belle and Tom, do you have any questions for Chris or CJ here before we move on?
Nothing at the moment. I don't think I do. I don't know if you do, Bill.
No, I don't have anything pressing right this second, but I'm sure something will come to me.
Okay.
One of my something I kind of like to do when we have someone from somewhere we haven't covered I like to go through a couple little interesting facts about their area. So there'll be a couple of interesting England facts at a later point in the show, and I'll be curious to see how many of these you knew.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, we've had guests that right from their area, like a state here or actually Mr. Flack, there was a few he didn't know either, right?
Yeah, like the CAT scan one was created in South Africa. I think that was the one he didn't know, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, yeah. But that's when he started making. Well, they keep all their medical center stuff next to the zebras, so. Oh, good Lord!
I'm still really unhappy that he doesn't have a zebra as a pet.
That he doesn't have
or
a zebra
as a
pet.
cheetah.
You know what? I think he was bullshitting us. I think he goes out into his garden and gets down on one knee and holds his hands and just starts yodeling and does the Snow White thing, and they all come out and hang out. Like, that's Flack just seems like that kind of guy to me, you know. Like, he could summon all of South Africa's creatures with a call.
Yeah.
But see, with him, it'd be something like, "Get the fuck over here, you cats." Oh, good Lord. Yes, folks, I have had some. I think some people are wondering, is he really drinking? Yeah, I've been drinking. That's my prerogative, I guess.
It's Friday night. Why not?
Exactly. It's Friday night. Yeah, why not?
It's a day that ends in Y. Why wouldn't you be drinking?
True story.
It's a day that ends in Y. Why would I not be drinking? That is awesome, dude. That needs to go on the back of a Buddha Rocks t-shirt.
There you go.
Along with a saying like, you know, finish your beer, there's sober kids in Africa, or something like that. Something that fits my I don't give a damn attitude, because I'm a rebel. They're over here laughing inside.
What's the t-shirt I've got? If found, please return to the beer tent.
That's right.
That's perfect.
I used to have this dog tag keychain that said, and I got it at a Slayer show. It said, "If I seem drunk, out of sorts, or just plain belligerent, point me to the fucking Slayer show." And I've lost it, and I missed the hell out of it. That was the best keychain I ever had. The absolute best. Of course, dog tags are cool. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, I think we do need to. They're saying in chat a new Buddha shirt. I agree. That needs to be the new Buddha merch.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
I think so. I think that'd be
Point
good.
me to Buddha Rocks channel.
Point me to Buddha Rocks. That's right. That is awesome. That is awesome. Of course, now you guys, Tom and Bell, over on Fasulo Gaming, you have some merch that was just released with a beautiful new logo. Sir. That's right. Everybody, they're linked twice below, and you can type exclamation point Fasulo in the chat here and get their link. But definitely go check it out. They have some I really like the new logo, dude. Like, you live in Florida, you get that Florida vibe from it. It's got that chill Jimmy Buffett vibe, you know. But it also it's just classy.
Yeah, like Onyx had said when he's seen it the first time, he's like, that's something that should be outside of like a Miami bar somewhere.
That's right. That's right. Are you going to open a bar one day, Tom and Bell? Fasulo's?
I've actually wanted to. Tom is the one that doesn't think that's the thing for him.
I would drink all the profits.
I would I would come work for you guys in a heartbeat. I would be your DJ.
You would be the drunk person constantly occupying a bar stool.
You pay me to be fucking Norm? Is that? Because I could pump out the jams and be up there and just, you know, I'll do the truffle shuffle from the DJ booth.
Perfect.
I'll scare all the good looking ladies away. It'll be like a fat chick bar. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome.
They could drink more and spend more money.
That's right, and we can do like Friday night will be cake shots.
Chocolate
big old
cake
shot
shots.
of cake.
No, you know what would be good? Chocolate martinis. We have to have
oh my God, that
really
sounds so good right now.
Chocolate martini.
I'm telling you, one of these days I'm lugging my computer down to Jayville, and I'm jacking in at your house, and we're gonna get drunk and do a show.
Hell yeah.
From your living room.
Just remember, there's a cop that lives 2 doors down.
Fucking invite
And a
him
street
too.
over.
Invite him too. Fernand's asking who would be Cliff. That would be Onyx. What do you think? Or would Onyx be Coach?
Onyx would be Coach. I'm pretty sure we named Vernon as Cliff.
And didn't we say like Walter was like
He's Woody.
yeah. Salty Wood. Oh, good Lord. This one's definitely getting demonetized, folks. Watch those ads while you still can. Good Lord. Well, we'll come back to you here in a little bit there,
YouTube
Chris.
hasn't started turning you yellow like before the stream even starts yet.
That's right. It was slowly, like it slowly went from green to yellow. And it's been flickering on red with a big fuck you next to it. I've been watching it. Well, Chris, we'll get back to you. I want to get in, like I said, I want to get into more of your backstory and what you've been through the last few years. You know, because you were doing pretty good before all that shit happened, and then you got knocked down a few pegs by life.
Yeah.
And you've climbed your way back up to what I assume you and Leslie, your beautiful wife, consider normal. Or at least as normal as one can be anymore in this day and age.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's awesome, dude. So I'm going to turn it back over to Belle. I know she has another insanely awesome news story for us. So, Miss Belle, you go right ahead. And actually, I'm going to give you some background music since we didn't do That's the Answer today. How about that?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and cover the interesting facts about England, at least the ones that I found. So, let me scroll to the correct tab. That'd be helpful, huh? And then at the end, we might cover some IRL news.
All right. Well, take
Such
your
as,
time.
say,
We're
not
not
game
quite an hour yet, so.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said take your time. We're ahead of schedule this week.
So 25 fun facts about the UK you'll want to know. Now, all of these are not that fun, and all of them are not that interesting, at least to me, someone who hates history and geography. So, because I just really freaking suck at both of them. So, with an area of, and I'm going to convert this to US standard rather than metric, just because the bulk of our chat and audience is US. I see a handful of Aussies in there who'll be like, what the hell? But I'm usually nice enough to convert to metric for them when I'm in a stream that's mostly theirs. So, with an area of 93,600 square miles, the UK is a pretty large country. Nowhere
Wait, how
in
big
it,
is it?
93,600 square miles.
Holy shit.
Nowhere in the country is more than 113 kilometers or 70 miles from the sea.
Now that's insane.
Every day, the British drink over 165 million cups of tea.
I wonder how many crumpets is involved in that tea consumption.
Probably just about the same.
One crumpet per cup of tea?
Probably, yeah.
Do we have the same accompanying number with beer in America?
Probably. They drink 20 times more tea than we do.
Good Lord. And that's all, is that just hot tea, or is that include our iced tea?
Well, it doesn't say.
Okay. Because we, down here in the South, we drink the fuck out of some iced tea.
A fun fact, Britain was engaged in one of the shortest wars ever recorded, in the Anglo-Zanzibar War, which lasted about 38 minutes.
38 minutes? Damn, so so did one side just get slaughtered?
It doesn't say. And again, history. I'm sure Zombie could comment for us, because he's kind of our history buff.
Yeah, we'll see what Zombie says in the chat about that.
1 in 4 British adults are obese. That makes the UK the highest rate of obesity in Europe.
I'll bet you Chris knew that already.
I knew that already. Yeah, we get it shoved down us with the
You
news
got
all the time.
yeah.
Well, and I would argue to say that the UK is probably the most Americanized part of Europe too.
Zombie's not even listening.
I bet Z-Bomb just busted him out.
You missed it, Zombie. You fucked up. Okay,
So the UK is responsible for introducing rugby, soccer, or football as they call it, and polo to the world sports arena. However, they often lose at these sports now to nations that have adopted them. It's probably that whole obesity thing.
yeah.
It's all those damn crumpets.
The UK accents change about every 25 miles.
Is that true? Really?
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Yeah, they do.
Holy
Yeah, they do.
Nine,
Yeah, they do.
almost 100,000 square miles, and every 25 miles the accent changes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are they repeated, Chris? Like,
Say again, sorry.
are there some areas that repeat the accent? Like, say, one's 25 miles away and has a different accent that yours, but there's another town 100 miles away that has a very similar accent to the one in your area.
Yeah, basically, it's like because we we live in Lancashire, and like if you go up to Cumbria, which is about 40 miles up the motorway, they sound different than us. They've got the similar sort of accent, but a little bit different. It's a bit stronger than ours, if you get what I mean.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just crazy. Like, it's not that way here.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not at all. Like, it's a regional thing here.
Yeah, it is.
That's just insane. So what
'Cause you
what
have
other
the
cool
Northeast,
facts you got
the
there?
Southeast, and then like Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, Arkansas all kind of sound the same, in my opinion. Texas is a mix. Texas is like Florida. It's southern in some places, but it's really not southern in others.
How many times have you had to deal with somebody out in public and they got like a thick Boston accent?
Actually, that does happen from time to time here.
And they're in light colored polo shirts, a light colored Cadillac, and checkered slack, right?
No, I don't usually see the car that they're driving, but like I've encountered several like Bostonians, we'll say. I find a surprising number, well, not a surprising number. There's a lot of New Yorkers in Florida too.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
the further south you go, the higher the concentration of New Yorkers gets.
Well, yeah, they want to get as far away from the frickin' snow as possible.
Yeah.
Can't blame them at all. I mean, I would like to retire to Florida. I just can't stand frickin' hurricanes and rain every 15.829 minutes.
You know, so I'm reading something Buffy just said in chat, and the differences in people in accents. Pennsylvania has a very diverse accent. I sound stupid tonight. Has a lot of diversity in their accents. Because so on the east and the northeast, so like the Philadelphia and on up even into the Poconos, you have almost like a Jersey, New Yorkish accent to them. And then kind of in the middle, like towards the middle, like Lancaster area, it almost has like a Midwestern accent. And then kind of in the middle of the state, or as we affectionately refer to as Pennsyltucky, they have like a southern accent. And then as you get into Pittsburgh, you start sounding again more like Northwestern, or I'm sorry, the northern Midwest. Pennsylvania is very diverse with their accents.
I'm sorry.
Pennsylvania is a real thing.
It just sounds like slang for something.
I mean, it's
Hey,
kind
babe,
of an
come
insult,
here. You want
but
to play
it's
some
not wrong.
Pennsyltucky? I'll
One of
grade
the
your
most
paper. You
bizarre
call me a
cultural
bad boy.
facts- Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of the most bizarre cultural facts about England is it's illegal to die in the House of Parliament.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Now, is that like one of those old laws where, like, Utah has a law that you can't hunt whales from horseback? So is that like one of those crazy old laws, Chris, or is that like...
Yeah, it's probably one of them crazy old
like,
laws.
You have a heart attack in Parliament and you're going to prison? Is that what they do?
Yeah. Well, if you've died in there, it'd be no good going to prison, would it, really? You know what I mean?
I mean, they're not going to let your corpse just rot in a cell.
Well, you know, they do.
Oh,
I've heard that in some places they still use those wall shackles where they shackle you up to a wall and hang you there, and I would assume they just put the dead body up there for a while. And I don't know.
Queen Elizabeth II, the current queen of, quote-unquote, Queen of England, doesn't have a passport. She's visited over 116 countries, but she's never had to prove her identity. And in fact, she is the issuer of passports to those in England.
One day, folks, the show will be big enough that the three of us will never need to do that ever again.
Do what?
We don't have to prove our identity anywhere. Everybody will know.
We live in America. That ain't never gonna happen.
That's true. That's true. So, Chris, so far, how many of these did you know?
Probably about 7 of them. Not
Really?
so many.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit, you could ask me stuff about the town I live in, and I'd probably go, pizza.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Any more there, Bill?
Yeah, a handful more. There's
Okay.
actually a service in the UK called Rent a Mourner, and you can feel a funeral up with fake friends.
Really? Didn't know that
Yeah.
one.
It's so it's a
Another
service
one
where
that
they
CJ
fill
really
out
did
the
not know.
audience for your funeral.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
fucking sign me up, dude. I want the deluxe I want everybody. Don't you, though? I mean, wouldn't you love to have, like, you got standing room only at your funeral? What a way to go out. What a way
Yeah,
to go
true.
out.
Nah.
Yeah, true.
No?
I'm like, y'all people sucked in real life. I definitely don't want you here to bother me once I'm resting.
Yeah, well, you pay them a little bit of money and you make their dumbass stand there and do something stupid like hold up a sign that says, I'm an idiot and Buddha was right. Come on, that would be funny.
True. But I feel like people would find it not really believable. They'd be like, no, she pissed way too many people off for this many people to be here.
Yeah, they'd call you on it.
Yeah.
Well, then you'd have a media storm, and then you'd be viral, after you died.
I don't want to be viral after death.
I would mind living on forever on YouTube and just being a thorn in some people's sides forever and ever and ever.
So, with over 500 recorded ghostly encounters, York, in northern England, is the most haunted city in the UK and is considered one of the most haunted cities in the world.
Is that where Transylvania is?
Is Transylvania in England?
Is that like a suburb of York, Transylvania? I know it's not. I'm just being dumb. So he said, was it the haunted? Vampires are haunting, aren't they? Or...
Yeah. It's where actual Hotel Transylvania
Have
is,
you
for
ever
sure.
done a dare and gone to York, Chris? Like with some of your teenage buddies and go stay in a haunted house or a mental hospital overnight?
Never, but I could give it a try.
You give it a try now?
Yeah, give it a try now, you said it.
He's like, well, hell, I survived all that bullshit. This has got to be a piece of cake.
Yeah, bit of walk in the park, that, I tell you.
I'll tell you what. That's what. Take your gear down there and a generator and go stream from inside a haunted house in York, dude. You'll have tens of thousands of people watching that stream.
And then you can do those clickbaity BS videos after, like, I was possessed.
Yeah, that's it.
Please don't ever do that, please.
And then start 5 more channels called Twitch Clips and all of that, and just regurgitate your content and other people's.
So I don't know if this one's true, but it is wildly interesting to me if it is. So the British Navy uses Britney Spears music to scare off Somali pirates along the eastern coast of Africa. And I, like, in my heart of hearts, deep within my soul, like, within the house of Bell, I hope that's true.
It's like a reverse siren song.
I can only assume they play Toxic, because it almost sounds like it has sirens in the background.
You don't think they play Oops, I Did It Again?
Oops, I did it
They
again.
start hearing, ooh, baby, baby, and they're like, fuck, turn this shit around. It's that bitch again.
Yeah, fuck that. I ain't boarding that boat. I'm going.
That's right. That's right. Let's go find Sully's boat again. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Britney Spears just boards the boat, and she's like, look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
You know, have you seen her lately? She's Captain and fucking Tennille, okay?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she had a mustache. Oh, good Lord. So, how long has that been going on? I guess ever since we've had Somalian pirates and Britney Spears.
Thing.
Wow.
That's probably pretty recent because the pirates are yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you'd think
this
the
was
pirates would
published in
just get the ear
2018, so.
goggles.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would. They just get the ear muffs out and still
Fight it.
board it anyway. Yeah.
Fight it with Justin Bieber. I know that's what they listen to.
Oh, bloody hell, yeah. He's
Every
even worse.
Somalian pirate is a believer.
The Windsor Castle is the oldest royal residence in the world that is still being used by the royal family.
That's the same one probably that I've known my whole life from TV.
Who wants to live in an old ass dump? I want to live in a new house.
I don't know, dude. I mean, do castles get old and break down, I guess? I mean, I'd assume that they're always upkept so well. And I don't know about living in a big old rock house, though. It just seems like it'd be cold and uninviting.
Definitely sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure that, like, in most of the historical houses here, like, you can't do anything to it.
That's probably
Like,
a
you
crime.
can't change its structure or anything. Paint it.
Yeah, like, so you're talking about stone just slapped together with concrete and nope. I'm royal. I want brand new, shiny stainless steel, everything.
Have you ever been inside that particular place, Chris? Do they do tours? I'm sure, like they do the White House here.
Windsor Castle. I think they probably do. I've never been in it though, but
I would
think
assume they
do.
probably upgraded it. It's
Yeah, I'm
not,
sure they'd have.
I'm sure it's completely beautiful inside, full of all kinds of shit that their government paid too much for, like any good
Yeah,
government.
exactly. Well, if it's the royal family, it will be pretty upgraded, won't it? If they stay there.
Yeah, God,
Oh,
can you imagine getting born into that?
Oh God, born with a silver spoon in your gob. That's
No
what it is.
shit. It reminds me of that movie King Ralph.
Yeah, tell me about it.
John Goodman's only good movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. That's crazy.
So apparently Kate Middleton, the
Oh
wife
God.
of the Duchess, when she picked the ugly brother, let's just get that straight for a second. Like,
Is he the one with the buck
so
teeth?
unfortunate looking. Anyway, so she is the 8th cousin 7 times removed from George Washington, the very first president of the United States.
No shit.
Yeah.
It was all Trump's plan.
That's right.
God.
That's right. Hashtag he is your president. Oh, good Lord. See, it's all
He's
going
not
to
gonna
come
stop
full
until
circle.
He's the king.
It's all going to come full circle. I'm telling you. You watch. You watch. I think Britain's going to be on top again. I'm telling you. The UK shall rise again.
So, soccer originated from kicking the skull of Danish warriors.
Seriously?
That's what it says.
I never knew
if it's
that.
on the internet, it must be true.
I will never. Now I have to watch a soccer game because I'm gonna just completely transpose people's heads that I don't like onto the ball.
Yeah. Apparently, soccer got its start in England when an Anglo-Saxon farm worker was plowing a field and unearthed the skull of a Danish warrior. And to show how much they hate the Danes, they started kicking the skull around the field.
Fuck's sake.
Fucking hell.
So
Hey guys, look, I found a skull. Hey, that's a Dane, eh? What are we gonna do with it? I got an idea, guys. It's gonna be crazy, but you'll like it.
You're going to tell me that the farmer had enough forensic knowledge to determine that that was a Danish person.
It was
buried in
probably
his
great
farm.
grandma's skull. That's insane, though. That's where it started, and
That's allegedly where it started.
Yeah.
well, but still, though, that's enough. Like, we need to look into this. We need, what we need to add to the show. We need like an investigative reporter. We need somebody to look into this stuff for us.
Okay.
Like a special investigative report, because that's enough to go. I mean, like if I found out that football was some kind of, like they played it with somebody's ass cheeks back in the day after war or something, like I'd seriously question whether I get any further entertainment value out of that without feeling a little cold in my soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so not like American football, but the sports and games that are born from much older stock than even America is, like than the country of America is, the nation of America. A lot of it came from similarly dark places because it was all that they had.
Oh, I get that. I mean, I could see myself in the right situation enjoying a nice skull for a morning exercise. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just gonna break it down for you. I don't feel like I can see that for me.
no.
Mm-mm.
Seeing now, 200 years from now, people will be like, look at this. They had the NFL in this thing called America, and this was a place to push your political views.
It'll be a commercial for some kind of vintage programming on the first annual Hunger Games.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? I was over here kneeling.
Yeah, I know, right? Take a knee.
Rip.
Good
Did you
Lord.
guys know that placing a postage stamp with the Queen's head on it upside down is considered treason?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
That
Yeah.
I mean, I could believe that.
Holy crap.
Yo, I'm sorry, y'all, but that
So
woman
what
has
if
too
I
much
sent
power.
you a letter and somehow I got they're like, they have stamps with the Queen on it over here you can get for collecting. What if I sent it with an upside down? Like, would they send their, I don't know, we got G-men over here, the feds. They got like, what do they have over there? They have like a secret service.
Yeah, we have,
They're
yeah.
going to come over here and go, am I, what? I mean, would it be treason? That's what I'm asking. Like, would I be in trouble if I sent it from the U.S. to my friend? Would I get you in trouble?
I don't think so, no. I think it's if one of us did it.
They'd probably look at it and go, fucking American Muppet. Ah, crazy.
So there is a genetically distinctive species of mosquito that lives in London, and it populates their subway system. They actually live underground and are completely evolved from the typical above-ground mosquito that we know and hate.
Is it the same? Are they all little bugs? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, they're still little.
Okay.
They look like mosquitoes, but
they
they
just live
completely
underground
evolved
like
to
ants.
only live underground.
Wow. Now, do you guys have like issues with mosquitoes over there where you live, Chris? A
Yeah,
lot of
we have.
like we
Yeah,
have
we do.
like what are the diseases we get here? Like people get from time to time here, like I mean, hepatitis, isn't it? Like I don't know. There's like the bottom line is mosquitoes here. Like there's an epidemic sometimes where they're passing around some shit. Don't get
Yeah.
stung. Use this. Use that. Go out with long sleeves. So do they have that
Like
same
Zika
crap over
and
there?
West Nile. And,
Yeah, West Nile, for
not,
example.
Not really. The ones we've got, they won't. If they bit you, they wouldn't really do any harm to you. They don't carry anything. Not sure.
So
well,
the
sure,
mosquitoes are
here that
fairly
carry
safe then.
stuff come from like the south. They come from down like the Caribbean and stuff because they never die there. In England, when it freezes, they die.
Oh,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Aw, poor mosquitoes. They all froze to death and became food for a muskrat.
The British actually were the ones that came up with concentration camps.
This I knew.
They were
This I knew.
publicized, or not. They were made notable, or like the most noteworthiness that they got was from obviously like the Germans in World War II, utilizing them. But the British started using them in the very early 1900s during the Boer Wars in South Africa.
Well, it was an easy way to maintain your prisoners in a sort of semi-mobile fashion back then. I mean, that's why they did it. It was easy to throw up those little camps and instead of transporting the ball at once back to somewhere more secure.
The UK was the first place in the world to create a baby from the DNA of 3 different people.
Really?
Yep.
I
don't know more about it, but that's
wow.
something I actually am going to look into.
Like, that's borderline cloning and playing God.
Yeah. Well, right now, I mean, not in Britain, it kind of ties in. They actually are starting, or there are places that are doing like sheep utero farms. So basically growing sheep in like incubators instead of like in a mother.
Yeah, well, I kind of knew about that. Like that was on the news some time ago, wasn't it? They were talking about.
And the crossover obviously is someday that going to be an option for humans.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That starts to look like the Matrix scenario where we're being used for batteries or as batteries. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I just think at some point that there's a line you don't cross, and that's one of them. There's only one real way to make a baby in this world, and that's the way it should remain.
Yeah, exactly.
In 1811, a quarter of British women were named Mary.
Mary. Is that true, Chris? Is that a very popular name over there?
It used to be, yeah, it used to be.
What is the most popular name? Or is that one on your list? I don't want to get ahead of you, Bill.
No. I don't know about that. What's the most popular one?
Down here where I live, it's Jimmy, Joe, Bob, Earl, John Jr.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some hate mail now.
So according to the Romanian National Tourist Office, Prince Charles was a distant relative of Vlad the Impaler, the Romanian ruler. And the iconic character of Dracula as it's played now is usually loosely based off of his
No.
Oh, TS is on one.
Yeah, TS is on one. Gotta love it.
I think Ancestry.com is reaching a little bit too much.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, everybody's saying not to do the DNA stuff. Well, not everybody, but.
Well, no, because they'll sell your DNA sample. There's something in the writing where basically they have the right to sell your DNA sample.
Well, it's just I think it supports the idea of building a national DNA database. That's where they sell it to, right? I mean, who else is buying DNA these days but the government?
And I don't know. I mean, as a side note, I don't know if I'm for or against that. I think it edges too much on a little George Orwell for me.
That's exactly it. Because if they have that, well, what if they say, okay, well, now we have cloning and it's perfected, but it's still illegal? Now we have one of those Minority Report 6 days or whatever kind of thing, you know, with clones and like it's all that stuff. I mean, it's great to fantasize about, but I'm a realist. I like life the way it is. You know, I don't want to. That's just too far for me. You know, might as well just go, okay, well, here's all of my personal information. You guys, I trust you. Everybody do what you will with it, but I trust. Someone's going to take that shit and do it use it for the wrong reasons.
You're absolutely right. And I think if you look at kind of the state of affairs in the world today, people were a hell of a lot happier 50 years ago. Because you didn't know what you didn't know back then.
There was the only trolls back then were the mysterious or the magical ones under bridges and fairy tales.
Like, you didn't have shows on Home Improvement with millions of dollar budgets back then.
That's right.
Right? So the only people you compared yourself to were the Joneses, the people next door, right? And that's where that came out with Keeping Up with the Joneses. But, like, it's not Keeping Up with the Joneses anymore because people are always trying to live up to some Hollywood notable standard.
That's true. It's what you see on TV. That's the end thing. People still keep up with the Joneses, but the problem is the Joneses are keeping up with the Elizabeth Taylors and the Kardashians in the world because they've got every fucking channel on TV and they binge on reality shows and they see growing up hip hop and think that that's the way it's supposed to be.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what you see. You think, and to them, that's some kind of normal. So it's like, well, if it's normal for them, it should be normal for me.
You
and
already
now
live
I want
like
a
a
house
mob
in the
life.
Hamptons.
Yep.
Said you already live like a mob life.
Yes, dear. There is no such thing as the mob, though.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's people need to remember because I know everybody at some point in their life, because they have a bad day or something like that, or they're having a bad series of events, and they're looking through their favorite magazine or their favorite TV channels or online, and they see an ad or they're watching something, and it's why isn't my life like that? You know why your life is not like that? I'll tell you. It's because it's all bullshit. It's somebody else's fantasy. And that's the biggest problem we have. Like, I remember my youngest would run around and, like, he wouldn't be just reciting his favorite Pixar movie. In his head, he was fucking Lightning McQueen or whoever, and he was stuck in that. You'd almost have to raise your voice to snap him out of it. And that's a good example of what I'm talking about here. And then that's where the competition is. That's what I mean by the Joneses are keeping up with the Kardashians.
Well, right, but that's normal for a child.
Yeah.
It's normal to have that imaginative spirit as a child. But then you learn and you grow. Because I'm sure that the Transformers that you guys watched as children, or any number of age-appropriate shows you watched as children, you would go out in the yard and you would play with your brothers or your sisters or your neighbors or your cousins, and you would role play out whatever you watched on TV.
Yep. G.I. Joe, folks, nobody freaking died ever when I was a kid. Tell me one G.I. Joe cartoon. If you guys can find it, I will give you $10. There is not one G.I. Joe, the original cartoon, where it died ever. You remember that? Like, there's tons of cartoons out there that were like that. The Coyote, for example. And
well,
now
even
there's
now,
so much violence.
Even,
yeah, true.
So, like, the very first Captain America, the good guys never used guns.
That's true. They didn't.
And they don't use realistic guns now. Like in the newer Avengers movies and so on. They may use laser guns and space guns and,
some
like,
fancy.
But they don't use AKs, for example.
Yeah, this.
I think Black
would
Widow
be
might.
funny though. The Chitauri just piling out with a bunch of AKs in their hands.
It was like a film books of Malone, wasn't it, where he used custard guns rather than AKs. Remember it?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Bell. It has that obvious sci-fi twist.
But yeah,
which
it's
provides
not...
a disconnect from reality for reality tested adults.
Right.
Yeah.
So that more or less wraps up the interesting facts about the UK.
Well, that was
sure, there
very
are
enlightening.
more. Sure, some of those weren't that interesting, but
I don't know. I always like learning about new places.
CJ's home place.
That's right. So how many of those, now that you said 7 before?
Still 7.
Still 7.
No, you knew the one about the Queen's head being
I know
having to
about
be
the
right side
Queen's
up.
head. That was
So
8. Yeah, I knew the one about 8, yeah.
Like, that's crazy, dude. Like, I wonder if people have made that mistake. Just, like, randomly.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Did MI6 show up at your door?
A quick Google says nobody's ever been convicted of doing
that. Exactly. No one showed up at my door.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it sounds like a powdered wig 100 years ago kind of, me kind of law. Somebody passed that law years ago for security or something, so, to feel better about themselves. No one shall put my head on upside down. Let them have cake.
Yeah, true.
Little Marie Antoinette for you.
What's that?
A little Marie Antoinette.
That's right. That's right.
Bitches love cake.
Bitches love cake. Who said that? Puff Daddy?
Tom routinely says that to me.
That's right, he does. I think there was one time when you guys last came for a visit, like we're just standing there I think we were waiting at the varsity, and he just leaned over and he goes, "Bitches love cake." Just out of the blue.
Damn right.
I just looked at him like, did that really happen?
Like when I'll bake something, or if we pick something up to have like a sweet in the house or something, when he's ready for me to bring him some, he just wheels around in his chair. He's like, "Bitches love cake."
Tom, tell me that you've gotten her birthday cake that they've written that on it.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to work on that one.
I feel Belle glaring at me over the internet, motherfucker. But it's true,
He'll
right,
forget
Belle?
I'm good.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of cake, Belle?
Ooh, well, in general, it's like your traditional like grocery store buttercream icing marbled cake.
Okay.
Like boring.
White.
But
boring.
If we're talking like end all be all favorite cake in the entire world, it's my Nana's red velvet cake. And she's the only one that makes it that good. Like, I have the recipe, and I have literally had her stand over my shoulder and like hold my hand to mix it properly, and it still does not come out as good as hers does.
Yeah, it's that way with my grandma's spaghetti sauce. It's rare that I nail it. It's rare. My favorite cake is, I'll tell you, it's any of them that end in CAKE.
There
There is not a good day or bad day for cake.
No, it's not.
I refuse to let a day go by. Like, why wait tomorrow when I could have that cake today?
Why put off till tomorrow what I could eat
That's
today?
right. That's right.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
give me shit. They're like, I'm like, yeah, I know. I need a diet, and I try. But, I mean, the number one reason people say that, they follow it up with, something about living a longer life. And I always question, why is our default judging the quality of life by the number of years instead of how good those years were?
I mean, honestly, if cake is what's going to lengthen my life, but I have to go that length of life without cake, that particular chunk of time can fuck off.
That's right. Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
100% would rather die from eating cake.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm not, like, a lot of people think that bigger people, they eat a lot of food. And the funny thing is, like, I've watched some competitive eaters, like Beard Meats Food. There's a couple of really entertaining, vloggers out there that do these challenges these days. But I look at what these little dudes can eat, and I know they've trained for it and trained their bodies. But like tonight, I barely could finish 2 fucking like medium regular slices of fucking pizza for dinner. Like seriously, like I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't even finish the crust. So it amazes me how some people, they could just, like, I have a milkshake and my ass jiggles for a week, guys. That's where it's at. I'll be dead honest with you. So it just gets me how some people can pour it down their gullet and not gain a damn pound, and you know, other people can try hard and eat way less, and you see where, you know, where it's at, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a guy, like, I can, after one piece of cake with some icing on it, like, it's too sweet for me. I can't stand a ton of sugar. Like, it starts to make me feel sick, you know? And I'm sure that's that way for some people, just their sugar tolerance is higher.
Yeah.
Like kids, good Lord, that's like fuel for a car for them.
Oh, tell me about it.
You want your kid to take a nap? Tell me you haven't done this, Chris, with your son. Give that kid a Snickers bar and let him run around for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, he crashes.
Yeah.
He's just out.
It works. It works.
And then you can say the Adam Sandler line from Big Daddy. Having a kid is great as long as they're sleeping. Speaking of that, Tom, you know, Cody asked about Uncle Tom and Aunt Belle the other day. And I want you to know that my first thought was, I wonder if he's ever considered that he is in that situation in Uncle Tom.
Oh, Jesus.
Which, of course, would be completely politically incorrect. Right?
Since when are we ever?
And now that we've completely derailed the show.
Politically correctness.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you know, it's always a fun time to have chill. We get on these weird tangents sometimes. But anything else there, Belle? I'm gonna go to break here real quick, come back with his rant, and then finish up with Chris here.
Nope, that'll do it.
Awesome. All right, folks, we'll be right back after we hear about the movie. You guys have heard about it before, but Special Needs Cop. I'm really excited to go see this one. We'll be right back.
He was a man at war with himself, fighting a war that someone else lost.
It's over, Tim! The war's over!
It's never over! You've seen him wipe out millions of Cambodians in Exploder. Now, Jack Howitzer is Tim in his most challenging role yet.
We're here, Tim!
A preschool for slow children?
You're the new teacher, Tim!
Special Needs Cop. It's the story of a psychotic ex-Marine showing tough love to special ed kids. One of you tards has been running Peruvian flake through the special ed school, and I'm gonna find it. No juice and cookies!
You really suck, Tim!
But soon, he becomes one of them.
What is this?
That's Teacher's gun. You want to see it?
Cool.
Oh, you gone and shot yourself. Way to go! He was finally beginning to live a normal life. Then, all hell breaks loose.
Tim, you're so stupid. You count with your fingers.
You want to party with me? Bring it on!
Tim, what are you doing?
I fought for my country! Welcome to the land of freedom, bitches! Yeah! Special Needs Cop. He had a lot to learn.
Look here, you son bitches. You listening to the Budda Show on Q92 WCTR. It's the only place for talk radio worth hearing. Hey, Charlene, bring me my beer.
And we are back.
Yay.
This has been a really
It's
interesting
time for
show
my
so
favorite
far.
part.
It's time for your favorite part? What time is it, Belle?
I'm triggered like 24/7. You get to live this all the time.
I know, but like right now, I get to, like, other people get to experience my life. Like the other
your
half of
daily
Solo
daily
Gaming.
routine right here in a nutshell. Or
I
at
don't
least
feel
part of it.
alone in this moment.
It's time for everybody for the weekly rant from the one, the only, the Italian scallion, Mr. Tom Fasulo from Fasulo Gaming. What's going on there, sir?
What is up?
Why don't you let us have it? Right in the kisser.
All right, so this is going to play a little off of Bell's original story this morning, or the beginning of the show. So that guy did put up, that company did put up the apology. Like, they put up a YouTube video saying, you know, they had the resident spokesperson go, hey, we're really sorry, but we're going to Epic and blah, 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 right?
Right.
So the video was up for 2 days before they switched it to unlisted because of the 10-to-1 dislike to like ratios that it was getting on the video.
Oh, good
so
Lord.
It was getting completely smashed with downvotes and completely just hammered in the actual comment section. And that kind of gave me some thoughts on how we're getting force-fed what people want us to say, right? So whether it's through the clickbaity titles or whether it's through disabling the comments so people can't give any kind of backlash, even as far as now, Captain Marvel came out last week. If you haven't heard about all the crap around Brie Larson with her being like the social justice warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, which is quote unquote respected, site that you could get reviews from, got busted for friggin' pulling down people's votes, pulling down people's downvotes.
Huh.
And that's Disney pushing them to say that this can't sink. We've spent $700 million on this movie. You got to make it look better than it is. Somebody was pushing the strings on that.
Oh, hell yeah, they were.
And it's so relatable to just the YouTube algorithm, right? So it's the people that are doing good. Let's just keep pushing them up, whether it's whatever it is. And it's just pissing me off.
I definitely agree. I think there's a big issue both with Content ID, but there's a bigger issue with companies abusing things, and because of the size of them, because people won't fight back, they're afraid of getting strikes, they're afraid of losing their channel, all of that, afraid of lawsuits that they can't defend against, they can't possibly afford to go to court on. There's a big problem there. And I mean, just a few months ago, that fan film about Vader, that got copyright struck or claimed, by
and it took him 2 months to get. He got it back, but he doesn't get back all that lost revenue. That all the hype was adjusted, right? And all these views that he did not make money on, and it was out of his pocket. He wasn't even doing it, and part of that stipulation was with Lucasfilms that he wasn't going to monetize the video. Yet Disney did, right? It was Disney.
Yeah.
And then they took the revenue after they monetized it.
Yep. And it took Lucasfilm getting involved, I think, in order to get it rescinded.
Yeah.
They literally said, you are currently in breach of contract. We're about to can your asses from this thing and take all our shit back and keep the $150 million you'll forfeit. And so, of course, Disney or whoever, the other company had to back off. But that happens too much. There's another, I won't say what it is because I don't want to get struck, but there's a company out there that's been proven that the channels of all sizes are getting DCMA takedowns and getting copyright strikes for using game content like you talked about last time, Tom.
Well, even our original console, I'll put that in air quotes, right? That most of us had. They forever were hitting YouTubers that were using that, like the first game console.
Yeah. Yeah, that started the whole. That's where the Content ID system came out. And then gamers had to realize that Like all these rules started emerging. Like there has to be commentary with it. So we have to talk to the chat during streams. We have to do something during it, like the role play we do with LSPDFR and GTA 5. And cutscenes are generally not free game. Like Mafia 3 was huge for that because all the music in the cutscenes. Everybody was getting copyright claims.
Oh yeah, Mafia 3. Yeah.
Yep. Everybody, it didn't matter. Even people who the game developers and the publishers came to these big channels and said, "Here you get a free or a not a free but a advanced copy of this to do content on," and then they got claimed for showing the content, with the music and doing exactly what they were told to do. But this is a different company. What I'm talking about is they're using that system to silence people that have negative reviews of any products of this particular company,
which is ridiculous.
It is. It's abusing it, and there's a huge problem with it. I believe, we have a bigger problem as it is with people with multiple accounts, trolls, people who do nothing but sit all day and make multiple accounts just to try to sit there and make your life miserable. And dislike videos, like this particular stream right now. And I know
before
who did
it even started.
I know who
Before
did
it even started.
2 hours before it started, it had a dislike. 2 hours before the stream even started, it had a dislike. So what does that tell us? That tells us that it was someone who doesn't like me or one of us here. And it's probably me. I know who it is. These things come in spurts.
Do you lose any sleep over it at night?
Hell no, I don't.
I certainly don't.
I smile and I sleep soundly because I'm living rent-free in their head. They are expelling mental and physical energy in a failed attempt to make my life miserable, and all it's doing is it's providing me entertainment.
They took the time and effort out of their day to click on your video, to click on the dislike, and then to click out.
Right.
And you know what? That's like 7 seconds of your life you'll never get back.
Yeah. And I'm going to keep streaming, and you can keep doing it. We'll just build up that time.
Exactly.
I'm like a cigarette. Every time you take a puff, I'm taking 7 seconds of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, that's going on a t-shirt.
All these t-shirts, all this merch ideas.
That's right.
Look for them next week, guys.
Oh, good Lord. That was a great rant, Tom. I totally agree. And the only way it's going to change is if every YouTuber put aside their bullshit differences and said, this is a problem that we all need to deal with together. And all of the viewers and fans and subscribers did the same. That's the only way it's going to change.
Not ever going to side with all the other YouTubers, the people who are making multiple millions of dollars a year off of YouTube.
Jake Paul.
I refuse to say his name.
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
I refuse to say his name.
You know what? And I don't blame him. The good Lord and the good book said you have to love your fellow man. He didn't say anything about liking him.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just the way I see it, and it just needs to change. Period. And there's no reason that Tom should have ever had to rant about that. It's the notion that it's rant worthy is ridiculous. It's a problem that should be fixed. It's common sense.
Censorship on a larger level. It's like when a company that produces a product starts taking down negative reviews on said product.
Gillette.
The best a ma'am can get.
Like,
yep.
I mean, if I'm purchasing something though, like I want to see the good, bad, and ugly.
Yep.
Because if something has no negative reviews, I'm 100% not going to purchase it. Yep. Because then I believe that all the reviews are paid reviews. Or they were sent something in gratis.
Yeah.
In exchange for a review.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And I look for, like on Amazon, generally when I'm skimming, it's 3.5 stars or larger is what I pay attention to, or more. And I like it when it has a 4 or 4.5 star rating, and it's got 5,700 reviews as opposed to something that is a 5-star rating with 2 reviews.
Like the 55-gallon drum or loop.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
I mean, like, yeah, there are certain things I'm not going to pay attention to. So, like, sometimes if Amazon's running a special, I'll order our paper towels or our toilet paper or Kleenexes or whatever from Amazon. I already know what I want. I already know what I'm getting. I don't need reviews on it.
Yep.
So, like, in that case, they don't matter. But if it's like I'm thinking of purchasing a Roomba or similar, you know, like one of those little electronic vacuum robot things. I'm thinking about buying that. I want to read the bad reviews on it too.
Yeah, you want to know if it ate Fluffy the cat.
Exactly. That's an important piece of information.
That's a very important piece of information.
I need to know if that 55-gallon drum is going to have its longevity that I'm requiring.
It doesn't lose its viscosity over the decades.
What is the expiration date printed on the packaging? And can I feasibly use up said 55-gallon drum before the expiration date?
I wonder if there is an expiration date on that. Like at some point, this could turn to a petroleum cake.
Oil-based lubricants usually have a expiration. Water-based don't.
Yeah, that one was water-based.
Water-based usually
Good
doesn't.
Lord.
In the comment section, it says it comes out of sheets very easily.
God.
I could have gone the next 30 years without knowing that.
Just fucking dip
I
yourself in
spent
it,
2
dude.
hours reading like the 5,000 comments that were in there.
The Haribo sugar-free gummy bears are some of the other best
Yes.
reviews to read. So if anybody's ever bored and like looking for something to kill time, they've already watched all the videos on their YouTube channel, on their YouTube feed. Look up the Haribo gummy bears, and they're the sugar-free ones.
Yeah, and if you want
They're
6 hours, if you want 6
disgusting.
hours to kill, go and read all the 50,000 reviews on them.
Yep. Hilarious.
Likewise, the ones on the gummy bag of dicks are also very hilarious. Have you guys seen this product? I know you have. It is gummies,
Yeah.
shaped
I've
like
seen
the
it.
male, like the
Yeah.
male organ.
Yeah.
They call it a bag of dicks. I guess
Yeah,
you
I
send
was-
it to your boss or give it to your boss when you're quitting.
Yeah, I was thinking of buying Leslie a packet, but I didn't think it'll go down too well.
That's
what she
hilarious.
said.
For when you're left wanting more.
Could I throw it at
Yeah,
Bellins like,
yeah.
eat a bag of dicks, will you?
Keep it up. I will have one of those confetti grams that when you open it, it just spews confetti all over the house. Keep it up. I'll have like 50 of them.
Oh,
Here we
yeah,
go.
I'm
Super
I'm
glitter
the one
time.
that vacuums in here.
I know, I'm the one that does all the vacuuming, so. I'll leave glitter on the floor forever.
Oh, good Lord.
I really want a glitter accent wall, and Tom's unreasonable.
A glitter accent wall.
Yep.
Why not crushed pearl shells?
That could work.
Then she gets her glittery and you
Over
get
there,
your
sweetie.
manhood intact.
That could definitely work.
You know, and I have to say it. I say it every time. We thought that it comes up in a show. Chris, do you know what I consider the only good use for glitter?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, is chaff for gaydar.
exactly.
I still say adornment for breast is another very good use
Yeah,
of
but
glitter.
you got to have extra countermeasure. You got to be able to play like the theme from Rent very loudly on a portable controller while you, or a player while you throw the glitter out, dude. Because some of them are like they'll get through the glitter and.
Yeah.
You know, we're already look. It's flickering yellow on the monetization, folks. I'm watching it. We're trying for all red. So.
The usual.
Good Lord, that's right. Well, all right. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about your story. Like, we've already kind of touched on the main, very basic general point. So, let's back up a few years. I had met you in 2015.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Like, almost exactly 4 years ago now.
Was 4 years ago.
Yeah. So, and you were because I had a cancer scare, and that's kind of what brought us together, because you had one as well, correct?
George!
I did, yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you just did you just yell George?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't hearing anything, because I've had 3 drinks. I'm done drinking until the show's over, folks. Okay, so tell us a little from that point. Tell us where your adventure, your journey through life took you till now, the last 3-4 years.
Well, last 4 years, I've been suffering, bowel cancer and stuff. As you already know that, don't you? And then just before that, prior to that, 5 years ago, I did suffer medium brain damage. So it left me unable to work and whatever. Yeah, apart from that, I've not had last 5 years. I could have put it's been pretty hell for me.
Yeah. So, and then you had an accident at home after you were sick for a while.
I was sick for a while, then I had an accident at home. I was getting out of the bath and fell over and smacked my head on the toilet.
Oh.
That left me.
Every time you tell me that, dude, all I hear is the bone crunching sound of that.
Oh no, tell me about it. That left me unconscious. I was led on the bathroom floor unconscious. Now, fortunately, my wife Leslie is actually a nurse. She's a intensive care nurse. So she heard the bang and obviously come running upstairs and saw me unconscious on the floor. So yeah, she basically dealt with it.
And then that was when you went to the hospital, right?
So I went to the hospital,
and
yeah.
then you started having some complications. So tell us where the story goes from there.
Well, basically, where the story went from there was I had complications. Now, what happened was Leslie, because it was her, because I was in intensive care, I was actually in her ward. She was obviously looking after me. And then I was in for a couple of days. I was only for more than a couple of days. I was in for about 2 months. That's how long I had to stay in there for. And then the first 3 days, I depended to, I seemed to be going all right. And then I went in a coma for about a week.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was from my point of view, dude, that was the worst week of my life.
I know. And then after I come out of my coma, I didn't know who anyone was. I didn't even Leslie, as like I just said, is an intensive care nurse there, and she I didn't even know who she was. You know what I mean? It took me 5 days. It took me 5 days to even realise who Leslie was. So that must have been so hard for her. That time.
Yeah, it was wild for all of us, dude.
Oh, it was.
Okay, so go on.
And then after I started coming around a bit, I started remembering people a bit more then, who was who and everything. And I remembered Leslie first, then my mum and dad, and then I remember a couple of my friends. Budda was actually one of the first people. You're about the 4th person I remembered.
Yeah, and I remember when I got the news, you were listening in the hospital, or you had just gotten home, and Leslie had put on one of my streams, and it happened to be my birthday that year.
It was, yes, it was your birthday.
And you had remembered who I was, and that's when I got the news.
Yeah, you did. As soon as I heard you, I heard you speaking, I thought, That's Adam, isn't it? And Leslie went, yes, it is. I went, oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
And then, so from there, where did it go? Like, I know you had a car accident after that, and
after that I was getting better. Started to drive again, and then sadly, I was on the motorway, and a coach come across my lane. Obviously, I had nowhere to go because I was in the 3rd lane. So that was the crashing, so I couldn't avoid him. So then I was back in hospital for another 2 weeks. Went into another coma again. Thankfully that time I didn't when I come out of it, I didn't forget who anyone was. And then on that, I was battling my cancer as well, which I'm still battling now, which I'll never get rid of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so through all of this, I mean, now that you're obviously you're on the mend.
Yeah.
You're doing very well now.
Yeah.
And you know, things are, like I said earlier, back to as normal as they can be. So having been through all of that, speaking to YouTube streamers and content creators, and the same for Twitch and Mixer and anybody who does this stuff, because whether we like each other or not, whether we know each other or not, we all carry things in common.
Of course we do.
So what is your, like, the message to all of those people hearing now? Like I said, everybody goes through a lot of crap. Nobody is above anybody else. You know, I wanted to bring this up today, and I asked you before the stream if it would be okay if we talked about it, because it serves a purpose and proves a point. And so that point being, what is your attitude about life? Like now these days, having been through everything that you've been through and knowing what you're still facing. And you guys, now George is young, your son is young still. So, I mean, what is your attitude on life? Like how, when you get up every day, like I know in my heart that you're thankful.
Oh yeah, of course I am.
So what is the attitude that you would want to convey to the people watching who go through the struggles of streaming and think that alone is, and it can be very frustrating, but hearing a story like yours, shit like not dealing with crappy tech because you can't afford better, or dealing with a crappy computer, or dealing with it's not an ideal living situation, whatever it may be, you know, but you're not nowhere near as bad as that off. So to those people, what is the message?
Just keep going. That's all I can say. Keep going. You will get there in the end. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That is the message of it. Just it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, your streamer friend. It doesn't matter. You know, just like you just said. Don't matter if you do the crappy computer thingies in life. Just keep going. You will get. You will eventually get there in the end. You know what I mean? You will.
Yep. You got to have that faith in your heart, and it's hard. I'll admit, and the people that are closest to me know that I falter in that a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My situation is no different than many others, but I have issues in my life where I struggle with depression. Being locked up in a room like I am behind a computer in a corner for 8 to 15 hours a day, almost every day of my life. And the only social interaction is mostly online. It can be very depressing. And
yeah, I'm the same. I mean, it's
ridiculous, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know if Tom's still kind of, and I say this in a nice way, but he's still kind of fledgling. They just hit 500 subs a while ago, by the way. Where are you guys at now, Tom?
536.
Still climbing. But I know Tom's felt the frustration of other things, and that's depressing. You know, but when you hear stuff like this, like Tom and Bell, do you have any questions for Chris? I know that you guys, stories like these kind of touch you guys.
So did you find getting back into the streaming like therapeutic for you? Like, did you
good question.
Like seek it out and try to recover through that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, Tom. That's the reason why, but that's the reason why I mean, you know, I mean, I don't stream every day because I can't stream every day. I just stream as and when. But that's why I've got back into, because I find it therapeutic. I do. You know, it's basically, I mean, I can't, unless someone physically takes me out that much, I can't really get out. I mean, I can get out, you know, because, you know, I have got a car that's specially adapted so I can drive it, so I can get out. But it's just when you're out, it's like, well, what do I do? Where do I go? And things like that, you know. So that's why I love streaming. It gets you away from things like that. If you get what I mean.
And I would assume that the interaction with people too it's therapeutic for me, and I know it is for Tom and Bell. It's a big part of who we all are as people in this room is interaction with people, and we all generally love our fellow man, I believe. So
That's it.
Yeah, there's nothing better than, after a long, stressful day, like to come and just, even with this, like we spend most of the show just laughing. Like I think that's the best medicine sometimes. And it's great that you got back into that and it's helped you.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's just
Absolutely.
like, yeah, it's every time go streaming, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, because a lot of people that are in voice when I'm streaming. I mean, a lot of people don't game. I just like, even if someone's not gaming with me, I have them in the Discord chatting just when I'm streaming. And it's great to, buddy, you've heard some of my streams when some of people are in there chatting and they're not really playing, or they're just general chatting. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And it's just the banter we have. And you've heard some of the banter we have, haven't you, buddy? It's funny, isn't it?
Oh, it's hilarious.
It is.
And you let everything roll off your back. Like I've clipped so many times that you've been talking, and your wrecks in ETS are hilarious. And that's where, like, I have a crash command, and that's where I got it. Like, if you remember with Nightbot, you were my first administrator, and I didn't have a crash command until you put it in, and now
I put it in, yeah.
Just about part of almost every stream that there's driving involved. So.
Oh yeah.
But that's some history for you folks. That's where that came from. He had one, and he would always have the bot call him a Muppet when he crashed. So.
That's it. That was funny.
Belle, do you have any questions for Chris?
No, my question was kind of along the same lines as Tom. Like, how do you feel that being able to get back into streaming and getting back, to your viewers, your family, your audience, however you may view them, how has that impacted your, I guess, ongoing recovery? Do you feel like it kind of helped give you better purpose in everything you were going through?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Or at a minimum, distracted you from everything you were going through?
In a way, it's helped me because it has distracted me, because it takes my mind off it, if you get what I mean. Like what I've been going through. Yeah, it does take my mind off it a lot.
The simulation games are great for that. Even survival crafting, like that's, I never would have saw myself doing anything but Grand Theft Auto 5 and those style of games.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Like I can get lost in Rust or Atlas for hours.
Oh, I can. It's like me. I mean, I play a lot of GTA 5, and I don't stream this, but I do play Planet Coaster. Once I start playing that, I can play it. Once I start playing that, I can play it for 6-7 hours just at one time, just building on it. It's great. I love it. Absolutely love it.
There comes a point when you're like, "Hey, just one more thing. Just one more thing."
I'll just
2 hours later.
Yeah, it's true. I'll just build this one more ride. I'll just do this. It's true.
Well, it's that creative process. It's the same when I edit videos.
Yeah.
Especially the meme style that I've gotten into recently, and where it's a lot of memes and things like that, and green screen cutaways and shit. But I get into this creative process, and then I'm like, holy fuck! I've spent 7 hours finishing this video, and it's 30% done. And it's, again, creative process. Like, I know there's things that Tom and Belle get into, and like when she starts messing with glitter, like serious, like it's time to go to war, let's play with glitter. Like, I'm sure that she can get lost in it for hours. Am I wrong, Belle?
Honestly, I have like something of an obsessive personality. So it's not hard for me to go hard on, like, just to get into anything for hours.
Right. Like, if it's a passion and you're feeling it, you're doing it, and that's the way it's going to be, and fuck the world for a while.
Yeah.
Yep. I love that.
Exactly.
I love that. That is a sign of, that's a sign of a very creative mind, and I just love hanging out with those people, because that's like, Tom, you talked about the laughter being the best medicine, and we've discussed different facets of that, but like when you click with people and there's that chemistry, it's just like a monogamous marriage or relationship, when you can sit in a room and not say shit for 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no uncomfortable silence. And there have been times, even when we're all in a different game or in the same game, that like we'll have bursts where we're talking and we're laughing and we're making jokes, and then nobody says shit for 45 minutes because we all went to go concentrate on building a base or doing this or doing that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's really quiet, and all of a sudden out of something, somebody will go, oh fuck, oh my god, like Onyx, he'll say that, and it's like I'm like a dog. Like the dinner bell, my ears went up.
Yeah, we're the same. Like we're the same.
You piss
we're
your
the same
pants
in
a
my
little bit.
Discord, you know. Even when we're not streaming, you know, there's a few of us chatting, and you know, in one of the rooms, and like you said, you know, sometimes we're all playing different games, and it can go quiet for half an hour, and then someone, well, can play ES and hit a bang and go, oh shit, and it's like, what have you done now? You know what I mean? And that's it. Then it starts, you know, it starts banter off again. You know what I mean? And laughing. It's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and it makes it easy to edit videos because you just cut you use the quiet parts for other cutaways and stuff, and
yeah, you cut them out.
You get the gold out of it, you know. So, well, this has been Tom and Belle. Do you guys have any last minute questions for him, or
nope?
No, I'm good.
This has been a really interesting one. I like how our shows, like every one of them has a different personality.
Absolutely does.
And I like it. This one has been like, this one is a little bit soul tugging or heartstring tugging. You know? And Chris, I appreciate you talking about that because it's real, and people need to realize that on the other side of the microphone, on the other side of the stream, that we're people too. And I think that viewers forget that a lot of times. It's like we forget that the actors we watch in our favorite movies and TV shows are just people acting, doing a job, and you know, we forget that, you know, and it's easy to get lost in the fantasy is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is.
So,
it is.
Yeah. So, but Chris, do you have any last thoughts for our lovely viewers and all of that?
Just want to say
anything you'd like to say about your channel, or?
No, just thank you, really. So I want to say.
I love you, man. You're a stand-up human being, and you're an inspiration because it's even hearing that. I mean, your story, it's always inspirational. You know, you start to go, well, I got pissed the other day because I've got a tech issue I'm dealing with, and I can't afford to fix it. You know, and it's a viable gripe, but then you hear that and you go, fuck, I'm okay with my headphones with only one earphone working.
That's it.
You know, suddenly it's like, I'm good because now there's people out there that not only don't have working headphones, but they might not have a life next week. I'm good.
Exactly.
You know, so, and it makes you want to keep going. It makes you want to keep going. And I'm happy to announce that I now, because I finally got a cell phone again, and I now have access to my Twitch account, so we're going to be streaming over there from time to time. So maybe we'll have to do what we used to do, Chris, is do a dual stream.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely. I'm up for that.
We'll have to figure something out, for sure.
Definitely. We'll have to do something anyway. I mean, like I said in the DM, I'll play any game, you know that. Yeah. I don't mind.
Well, that's true gamer. I love that. As long as it's fun to play, I'll play it. If it's boring as hell, I'll play it for 5 minutes and then leave a shitty review.
Yeah.
Depends entirely on the game launcher you use.
I know that's right. Movie suck. Anyways, I swear to God, they're going to come after me. They're going to come after. They're going to make me wear an Ubisoft shirt on the show. You watch.
I might have to just buy you one.
With armed men standing outside in the lobby there. Belle, as always, I really enjoyed your gaming news tonight. I mean, I always do, but tonight's was just, you were on point. You were on fire. Like NBA Jam on fire.
Budda, you going all Mr. Roboto.
Am I? Of course I am. Of course I am. Is it still robotic for you guys?
Nah, it's good now.
Nope, okay. All better.
Yeah, I was just saying you were NBA Jam on fire tonight. It was awesome. I enjoyed your gaming news. And Tom, your rant, amazing. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you so much for giving us a dirty dozen tonight. We're only 8 episodes away from the big 2-0. Can you believe it? That's just awesome.
Wow.
And Chris, it really wouldn't be the same, and it wouldn't be possible without my cohorts, Tom and Belle here. These guys have been with this thing from the beginning. Since I said, hey, I got this idea, they were always supportive of it.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Really good idea.
And it ended up, it wasn't going to be this exact format, but it ended up being that way, and I couldn't be happy. So thank you again. I love you guys. Family forever. This is awesome. Chris.
Love you too.
Absolutely.
You're definitely one of the top guests, and it's been very informative and very interesting and very inspiring, sir. So thank you. Absolutely. So check out Chris over on Twitch, and we just got timed out from the server at the very right time. The very right time. Oh, I'm gonna leave it right here. Why the hell not? I got kicked out of the server right at the end. I stopped moving my camera around so much. Damn it. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop Chris's link in the chat one more time. You guys got to go follow him over there on Twitch, and we will see you guys next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
guys.
Goodbye.
That's right. That's goodbye. Goodbye. We love you, and we will see you guys next week. And don't forget, by the way, folks, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Fasulo Gaming in the chat below. I hope one of the moderators will start throwing up all the commands for the chat. Check out the Cuffs Crew. BuddaNation.com gets you to my Discord. And then we can definitely get you over to any of the other Discords for everybody else. And it's one big community. Chris is there. Tom and Belle is there. A lot of other people are there as well. And stick around this weekend right here on this channel. We're going to have a lot more streams coming. So love you, folks. You're all amazing people. And we will see you guys on the next one.